Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. This your boy Town. All right, man. Check this out. All right, so got a chance to look at Max on Boxing via Blue Blood Sports. Shout out to Blue Blood. So I got a chance to check it out. Chris Mannix and Max were having a segment where they were talking about Canelo's announcement that he has signed a 3-fight deal with the PBC, which could go all the way from, well, September of 2023 to September of 2024. And that depends on, Canelo's availability, if he doesn't get hurt or whatever the case may be, and has to basically, pull himself from any potential fights. Now, they were basically talking about Canelo's opponent selection. And you get this a lot with Canelo, where you get a guy that's going to make excuses for Canelo and, try to justify some of Canelo's antics. Where basically, Max basically pointed it out like, hey, man, Charlo hasn't fought in 2 years. And then Chris Mannix said that, David Benavidez wasn't available. And Max was like, how could that be, when they basically said that, hey, we offered Canelo $45 million. And that's kind of funny. Right after Max does that interview with me, then he brings up the fact that, about the offer. I thought it was 50, but they said it was like 45. Now, is anybody's guess how much Canelo is getting for the Charlo fight? Charlo, you've been hearing the mid-30s. But they haven't really specified who's going to be included in this package. It's no guarantee that there's a David Benavidez fight in the cards. Hopefully it is, but you haven't heard Canelo guarantee that he will fight Benavidez. But a lot of Canelo fans assumed that he's going to fight David Benavidez. I won't believe he's fighting David Benavidez until it's an announcement that he's fighting David Benavidez. But like I said before, I'm one of these dudes that criticize Canelo on some of his antics. Basically how he basically maneuvers around these weight classes. He'll fight a guy, but he won't fight the guy. We all knew at 175, Arthur Benavidez was the guy at 175 who has 3 of the 4 belts. He chose Bibbo, and he got the hell beat out of him by Bibbo. Even though Chris Mannix said that Canelo was interested in a rematch, yeah, he was only interested in a rematch at 175. He didn't want to fight him at 168, as he originally stated. Said, okay, well, he could come down and fight me at 168. And then when Dimitri Bivol said, okay, yeah, I'll do it, but put your belts on the line. So he basically, according to Bivol at first, was kind of insinuating Canelo wanted that to be considered a catchweight fight at 168, but not put his titles on the line. And then basically the fight fell apart. Didn't happen. And then now here is Canelo with the PBC. And then the first fight he takes with the PBC is against Jamal Charlo, a guy who hasn't fought in 2 years. And then, of course, the Canelo stands are upset because we're saying, hey, this guy hasn't fought in 2 years. And it looks like Canelo and his maneuver tactics. I think Canelo, I give him credit. I think Canelo could be a master chess champion, because he does know how to maneuver. He maneuvers great. But at the end of the day, you have guys like me who have called this out with Canelo. He doesn't seem to fight a dude in their prime. Listen, had Jamal been active and maybe had one fight at 168, or at least at a catchweight, then I would be all for this fight. But at the end of the day, it just looked like Canelo is putting himself to win a fight where he'll be a heavy favorite and he'll have all the advantages. This is what Canelo does. And for you Canelo stans who want to sit up there and talk about, yeah, but I told you, you got the wrong guy. We are concentrating on Canelo. He does this way too often. And then his fans expect people to just turn a blind eye to it. I'm not turning a blind eye. I'm sick of this with Canelo. And I'm sick of him dodging criticism and accountability for some of the moves that he makes. Then you heard about why a Badu Jack fight fell apart, because basically Canelo wanted the man to fight him at 180 and then basically have a rehydration clause. So, you know, this is the stuff that bothers me about Canelo. I think he is a good fighter, but at the end of the day, when his career is over, the same way there's some kinks and bugs about Floyd Mayweather's greatness, and they're legitimate gripes about Floyd, you have to say the same for Canelo. And that's basically all there is. So I agree with Max about him ducking David Benavidez until Canelo guarantees that there'll be a fight with David Benavidez if David Benavidez continues to win, which I need for Canelo. Hopefully somebody will ask Canelo, by him being with the PBC, do he guarantee a David Benavidez fight next year if David Benavidez continues to win? That's what I want to hear out of Canelo, him saying that I promise you that I'm going to fight David Benavidez. Because to me, the longer Canelo puts this off with David Benavidez, the worse it could be for him. My thing is with Canelo, get him now before later. And even if Canelo was to fight David Benavidez, if he was to just say, you know what, I'll take David Benavidez in September, the hell with Charlo, I would probably favor David Benavidez in that fight. Matter of fact, I would favor David Benavidez in that fight. If it gets pushed back all the way till next year, then David Benavidez should be a heavy favorite to win. Canelo got over 60 fights in, and I say this again, Canelo said out of his own mouth, he has 60 fights in, and he said there's like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 that he didn't get credit for. So that's a lot of wear and tear, you know. So we'll see. Anyway, it's your boy Town. I'm out.